All right, guys, welcome back to another video. It's your man Jay. So I've had my Z Fold 5 for 90 days, believe it or not. And here lately, since I picked up the OnePlus Open, I've kind of set this aside and I've just been referencing it, but I did use it straight through for a couple of months. And now that I'm moving forward, trying to test out the OnePlus Open, this device has become interesting because when you're at the top and this device technically is at the top. When you're at the top for a very long time, you don't think anything can come and shake you or shake the tree. But in reality, yeah, this definitely is still a hot device, but the heat is on now. So if you have a Z Fold 5, you've got a great device. Let's just be clear. The Z Fold 5 is a phenomenal device. Now, I've been referencing this device when I talk about my OnePlus Open. I've been definitely comparing the two and also with my Pixel Fold. And I rank this device high up on the food chain. It was one of the originals to start doing folding devices and things like that. So, this is the 5th generation and I'm ready for something else from Samsung based on the current market. I feel like Samsung has done a phenomenal job with this device. It has pen support. It is a video king in its own right, and there's just a lot to like about it. But after that, after literally having this for 3 months and using it regularly straight through for approximately 2 months, and then I've been using it on and off, just not as a main device, but pretty much I've tapered off a little bit with this device. It's a great device. There's still nothing really has changed in my opinion about this device since the 30 days back and the 2 months. Nothing's really changed, but I find myself wanting more now. That's the only thing that probably has changed. Everything is still good on this device. The hardware now, after feeling other devices, seems a little dated. And you can credit that to the Pixel, you can credit that to OnePlus, credit it who you want to credit it to, but this look is definitely a little outdated now. And I need something else from Samsung. I don't know what the Z Fold 6, if they even bring something like that out. I don't know what it holds. None of us do. But only thing we can hope for is that they do something different. Seeing as though we have so many things now going on with other devices, it's a must that they bring something good. So, like I said before, you've heard me referencing this device, and you've heard me, kind of doing things with it and trying to get more from this device. I feel like this device it's plateaued. It's definitely a solid device, but for those of you that don't have multiple devices, you're gonna probably feel like this device is still hot. But when you're talking to a creator or someone who does, lots of different, who purchases all the devices, you're gonna hear a different story. So multitasking on this device is cool. But again, like I just said, you see I've got 4 applications open here, but are they really usable? Just comparing multitasking with other devices, is this really usable? I can use the calculator for now, and I can shrink it down and put it over there. I can go ahead and scroll through this little window here for Instagram. I can do that. I can scroll through this small window here for Twitter, or this is Threads, I'm sorry. And then I've got Instagram over here. I've just found that, multitasking with this device now, it's nothing special. I mean, and it's not a put down. It's just that I like the way it's done on the OnePlus Open. And for those that don't have the OnePlus Open or don't know what the OnePlus Open is, this is the OnePlus Open. This is the latest device from OnePlus, and multitasking with their device is a lot better. You definitely can do more with their device, and so I'm going to show you what I'm talking about here. Go here. Hope I opened that up already. Let's go to Twitter. Okay, come on. There we go. And then now I can go ahead and open up a third one on top of this. I can go ahead and drop it here. And then if I pinch out, I've got all 3 here. This is multitasking. When I look at the way it looks on Samsung, this is not it anymore. This is not in it. Oh, this is not it. Beautiful speaker, by the way. This is not it. I would rather have a quick view of all of these than to have it squared off like this. I mean, this is just better. I actually get the actual multitasking feel. So that is why I say, it's time for Samsung to do something different when it comes to their device, their multitasking, their software. That was hot for a second, and it was bragging rights. So I can open 4 devices, 4 things. Sounds great. But I don't think I think they've got a lot of work to do now, because this is an expensive device. Just like most folding devices out there, they're very expensive. And so you've got to prove yourself at this point. Like, there was no competition before. Now you've got the Pixel Fold, which is phenomenal. Even multitasking on that looks better because you get 2 larger separate displays, and it's just better. So aside from that, I'm not going to rag on that too much, but I'm being honest here. The game has changed, and it's time to see. And you as a consumer should want something different. You should allow yourself to be more open, to change, because it's in your benefit that they do change and do something more and don't increase the price. So when it comes to cameras, though, Samsung has always been known to have phenomenal cameras. They're kind of, to me, like the originators of some of this type of content or tech like this, like all these things that are happening here. They're it. In their camera mode, they have a lot more things going on than some others. The portrait video, the pro video, that is where Samsung really shines. You don't need a microphone or anything with this device. You can control your gains and everything. You've got omnidirectional, you've got rear, front. It's just a hit. It's a freaking hit. And then you can use the viewfinder like this. This is always a plus. So Samsung in the camera department obviously is extremely experienced, and they offer a whole bunch when it comes to a product that's going to record. This was my recording king for creators, I would say, or content creation. Now the S23 Ultra obviously is like the best device that Samsung offers right now. But this right here, for those that need a little bit more and want more canvas, and you need a little bit more, you want a viewfinder, all these different reasons, this is a phenomenal purchase. It's all there. Let me see if I can find something I've recorded here. Oh, I did. I recorded a video right here. This is a video I recorded with this device, and video quality on here is phenomenal. That has never been an issue. It's just that everyone else is catching up and have caught up. I mean, it's impeccable how well other devices have caught Samsung when it comes to their video capabilities. And these aren't considered the best cameras on the market, but every time I compare them to the S23 Ultra in a blind camera test, most situations you guys are picking this device. So to me, I think blind camera tests are obviously always the way. But the screen quality and the brightness and everything on this device is absolutely great. Let me pull up a video here. Let me see if I can find. Let's see here. Yeah, I think. Let's go to some subscriptions here. Let's see. I'm gonna get a video that's got some actual content in it. Okay, here we go. All right. There we go. And this is HDR. This is why I like to show these. The HDR really shows the display. So I remember shooting in other videos with the OnePlus and the Pixel Fold, and everybody says, oh, the bars on the top and side. It's like that for every foldable, folks. This is how it is. The aspect ratio is not going to be right. That is why when I use this device, I record in 6:5 because it fills the screen and it looks beautiful. But unfortunately, they still haven't done 4K or any other mode. It's just regular 1080p. But you can zoom and fill the screen. It looks phenomenal like this. It's beautiful. You just lose a lot of the content on the screen. It cuts it off. But depending on how wide the person is shooting, like I shot pretty good distance back, here's what's actually missing there. So it's not too much. If you're willing to sacrifice this a little bit off the screen, you can pinch and zoom on any of these devices. So this is just a matter of preference on how you want to view it. But The screen isn't at the full brightness because this is an HDR video, and so this is going to just really pop, and it's really going to be just a beautiful experience. This is where Samsung definitely wins. They just have some of the best displays, and a lot of other companies have employed Samsung to bring out their best. That's what they've done. So Samsung is known for, let me just share the speakers here.
Antonio hit up Bubba Gump Shrimp, hung out there at the Riverwalk, took it out, lots of Corvettes out there. Well, not lots.
I don't want to put it next to the mic or whatever, but it's a very loud set of speakers. But again, everyone's catching up, and everyone has caught Samsung, and so the products they need to put out now, they have to innovate. I really wish LG, it would have been nice if LG would have stayed in the game. It would have been nice if BlackBerry would have stayed in the game and, just hung in there, man, and Windows Phone hung in there and give us some competition. This is why so many people like Samsung, because all those some people probably don't even know about some of these other OEMs because you might have been too young, or you heard of them but you didn't get a chance to use them. But WebOS was phenomenal. There's a lot of other places, the companies out there that could have done great things based on today's market for what they had back in the day. They were just ahead of their time, and they didn't want to hang in there and stick it out. So money lost, they pulled out. Nonetheless, Samsung, this device definitely still is a win, and I can't recommend it enough to people who love Samsung products. But right now, as it stands, this doesn't go down anymore as the top folding device for me, but I still like it a lot. I'll still use this to vlog with while I have it. I'll still use it to create with. I create with every device that I have on the channel because why not? These things are very expensive. That is where Samsung always wins a lot of people over, because they come with these ridiculous trade-in values, and it just makes it seem like the device is so much better than what it really is. But in reality, a lot of you guys would not spend $1,900 or $2,000 on this device if you had to pay for it outright. If you couldn't finance it through your carrier, a lot of guys wouldn't. None of these phones would be worth it to people if they couldn't get the deals they got. If you couldn't finance this device, and you couldn't have all these trade-in deals, and it was like it is overseas, a lot of times overseas, they don't have, you got to pay full cost. And then also they don't have the best trade-in deals. So if the United States started to operate like that, a lot of these devices would fail. We would go back to flip phones. We would go back to basics, pages and stuff like that, which is totally fine with me. These things are a big distraction when you really think about it. Everybody's too connected. But nonetheless, I try to spend time off of my device. But when I'm on it, I want to be on something that's great. And this is definitely an option for you. So 90 days later with this device, is it really worth it? Yeah, it's worth it. It's worth it to the right person. To me, it's worth it. Because a lot of times for me, I don't have trade-ins. So I'm just I've stopped. I have trade-ins. I've stopped trading in my great devices. How about that? So I really like the Z Fold5 still. I just like the OnePlus Open better. And I like the Pixel a little bit better in the form factor than this as well. But other than that, folks, this phone is still a win. Straight up, it's still a win. And a lot of people are still going to get it when the next version comes out and they come with this same design. Because I just remember, I'm going to hold you accountable like you guys hold me accountable. Well, you said, Jay, well, let me tell you something. A lot of you guys hated this design. You hated it. You said, it's too stupid. It's no. Now, all of a sudden, when other companies come out with designs that are definitely better, now this is great. That brand loyalty, you got to let it go, because you're slowing your roll when you get to experience a lot of things. The software is great. The battery is great. The cameras are great. The performance is great. Now what? Change the hardware. Change the hardware. If they put the cameras from the S23 Ultra on the next version of this phone, it's going to be a hit. But they're going to need to change the design. They have to. We can't keep going in this same direction for 5-6 years straight. We got to change it. And I know a lot of you guys might say, well, they did it. I hear you. They have a different market, though, and a different clientele. A lot of people who buy iPhones, they don't change as much as because these iPhones last for such a good time. The support is different. This is a whole nother league here when it comes to a complete package. Apple has the best support of any brand in the US for cell phones. They just do, period. And so there's no disputing that. Samsung, on the other hand, is not there. They don't have that kind of support. They just don't. So they've got to do more than just bringing out the same device now going forward to get my money. I honestly thought about selling this device and selling the Pixel Fold, because now this is the new king.